5,000 years ago, a man climbed into the Alps and never came back down. When hikers found his body in 1991, he was still wearing his clothes, still holding his tools, and still bore the mark of the arrow that killed him. But here's what makes this discovery so strange. His body should have turned to dust millennia ago. Instead, he was perfectly preserved, frozen in time as if waiting to tell his story. This was the Copper Age in Europe, around 3300 BCE. People had recently learned to work with metal. They made weapons, jewelry, and tools in ways that were revolutionary for their time. But in the high alpine valleys, life was still brutally difficult. Winter killed quickly, resources were scarce, and conflict between communities was a constant reality. But Otzi wasn't the only one. Across northern Europe, in peatlands that would become Denmark, Germany, and England, archaeologists have uncovered dozens of bodies, some dating back 8,000 years or more, preserved so completely that you can see the last meal still in their stomachs. Skin intact, hair intact, internal organs intact. In one case, researchers could even identify the victim's final meal: bread, meat, and plants, eaten just hours before death. The most famous is Grauballe Man, discovered in Denmark in 1952. His body dates to around 290 to 410 CE, and when archaeologists examined him, they found something remarkable. His skin had been naturally tanned by the acidic peat. His fingernails were intact. His hair was still on his head. Tollen Man, found in the same region in 1950, was preserved so well that his facial features were clearly visible. You could see the expression on his face. And in England, Lindo Man, dating to around 50 BCE to 50 CE, was discovered with such complete preservation that forensic scientists could determine his last meal and the exact cause of his death. Mainstream archaeology explains this through natural process, not ritual or mystery, but chemistry. The peat bogs are acidic and oxygen-free. Bacteria cannot survive in those conditions to break down flesh. The tannic acids in the peat work like a natural tanning agent, turning skin into leather. Cold temperatures slow decay further. When conditions are right, a body doesn't need human intention to be preserved. Nature does it automatically. This explanation is sound and supported by modern soil chemistry and microbiology. But here's where the story becomes complex. Many of these bodies don't look like accident victims or people who died of old age and fell into a bog. Tollen Man had a noose around his neck. Grauballe Man's throat was cut. Several other bodies show signs of violence: stabbings, blows to the head, restraint. Some researchers argue these were ritual killings or executions, not accidents. Others suggest they were sacrifices to the bog itself, possibly as offerings during times of crisis. The preservation isn't the mystery. The mystery is, why were these people killed and why were they left in the bog? The truth is, we still don't know for certain. DNA analysis has told us these people were part of farming communities with ancestry from Anatolia in Europe. We know what they ate, what diseases they suffered from, and in some cases, exactly how they died. But whether these deaths were ritual, punishment, accident, or tragedy, that remains contested among historians. What's certain is this: 8,000 years ago, people faced conflicts, made choices, and lived and died in ways we're still trying to understand. These preserved bodies are rare windows into a world we thought was lost forever. Some historians argue the violence was ritualistic, others that it was pragmatic punishment or accident. But all agree these remains have fundamentally changed how we understand prehistoric Europe. What do you think these deaths were? Were they sacrifices, punishments, or tragedies? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you want to hear more about the people archaeology forgot, subscribe to Time Excavated for new stories every week.